Hey
everybody.
gang, October the 12th. It's after sundown, so technically it's Jewish Friday the 13th.
Hey, everybody. I'm Eric. Welcome back to Blowout and Damper 3. Jeff is joining us as usual.
From the library.
He's at the library, and I'm down in our bunker of a studio. We want to thank everybody who joined us on our first ever video podcast. It was a lot of fun, and a lot of you guys viewed it, liked it, commented. We love all that kind of engagement. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a lot of fun. Just like we said last time, where we were talking about the scary movie, or excuse me, scary television shows. This time we're going to talk about scary movies that shaped us and that shaped us Gen Xers as we were growing up. But since everyone's kind of talking scary movies, we thought we'd be a little bit more specific. And we're going to talk about scary science fiction movies from the 1970s and 1980s, the stuff that really haunted us as kids as we were growing up. So here's the rules. Jeff and I were not allowed to coordinate at all. We both came up with our list of what we thought were the best. And I'll be honest, I only came up with about seven entries here. But as we go down our list from good to the best, we may argue. So it might get ugly here.
Yeah, you're involved. It's ugly already. Okay, so yeah, I've got on my honorable mentions list. I have The Fog, which I did
Ooh.
see eventually, but that's technically not sci-fi. So, but it was still a good scary movie for the time. Hellraiser, when somebody was saying something to the effect of "It's a dream. It's just nothing but a dream," and then that dude with the needles all over his head says, "No, it's not." I didn't see that movie, but I always saw the commercial for it, and the dude looked just like my pastor, so it was crazy.
You are completely confused. That was not Hellraiser. That was Phantasm. Hellraiser came out much later. Phantasm was the guy, the Undertaker, I think they called him, and he's the one who said, "No, it's not." And it was the little ball that flew around with the
Yeah,
blade in there.
yeah,
Yep, yep. So
yeah.
we can see who's going to win these debates tonight. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. All right. So now the next three I didn't see. I only one of them I may have heard of. I didn't hear the others, but when I was doing my research today, I found these and I thought no list would be complete. So the next three are Bloodbath in Psychotown, Chud 2, Chud the Bud, and Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. And
Oh,
I'm really disappointed that I missed Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. I can't tell you how much I'm
I'm not
disappointed by that.
sure that any of those should qualify for this list, Jeff. I mean, come on. I don't think anyone saw those movies. I think I saw the original Chud at a drive-in, and that's about it. I don't
Wow.
think the rest of those qualify. In B movies like that, I don't know, but it's your list. You have to live with it.
Eric, Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. I'm just saying. All right. So that's it for my honorable mentions.
I have only one honorable mention, and that is Disney's The Black Hole. It's not a horror film, obviously, but I tell you that the imagery that they had of that black hole just always kind of lurking out there gave me night. It really, really scared me. I mean, just the idea of this kind of force of nature out there that's inescapable, and it's just looming in there, and you just get a little too close to it and you're done. It was very well done. The movie itself kind of gets boring, if you watch it, I
Right.
guess now. But that imagery is just really, really it horrified me. So it's not a horror film per se, but that image really kind of scared me. So I threw that on my honor.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, now let's get into the meat of this thing. What else you got?
Okay. So you said you have about seven.
Yeah.
Okay, I made it to 10, so I'll just knock off the first three real quick.
Okay.
Not sci-fi, so it's not technically according to the rules. That's because I didn't read the rules. But number 10 is Poltergeist.
Okay.
Number 9 is The Blob, and I think that fits because
That
he's
Blob
he's
is sci-fi.
yep,
Absolutely.
yep, yep. And number 8 is Jeff Goldblum, The Fly.
The
You
Fly.
can't
Yep.
have no.
The
Jeff
Fly
Goldblum.
is on my list too.
Okay.
So good pick. And I cannot believe I didn't think of the Blob. The Blob is absolutely terrifying. I mean, for those of you who didn't see the original Blob, again, you got to remember that as Gen Xers, we were in a weird time where special effects that look crazy, silly now was really, really horrifying, and that thing oozing around everywhere, that was horrifying. And yeah,
Cutting
the
edge
Blob.
horrifying.
Yeah, so that yeah, so far you're doing good with that list there. And what was the other one you had?
The Poltergeist, the Blob, and the Fly.
Poltergeist. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if that's sci-fi, but those other two definitely on there. Jeff Goldblum, that's what made him, right? Wasn't that his first big role?
Brindlefly, yeah, man.
And yeah, that was disgusting. It was just as good as any horror movie.
Do you know what those two movies have in common?
Which two movies?
The Fly and the Blob.
Ooze?
No, 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 no. They have the same first name. That was sad.
All right.
We can cut that and post edit, right?
I hope so. All right. So my first entry is actually the oldest entry, and technically it's breaking the rules a little bit because it was made in 1964. But again, a lot of the movies that we as Gen X kids saw were on reruns at night on late night television during Halloween night, especially. We stay up all night watching stuff, and this one was called The Last Man on Earth. The Last Man on Earth is Vincent Price movie. Is made in 1964, and it was the first I Am Legend movie based off of now. So the I Am Legend with Will Smith, and so I kind of have a dual entry because I put The Last Man on Earth, which is again Vincent Price, where the monsters are vampires basically, right? And they are creepy. They really are. They do a really good job. Vincent Price is just as the last man on earth, trying his best to kill all these vampires. You just feel for him through the whole movie. He's just like, I guess this is my life now. I kill vampires and there's nothing else. And and them outside his house trying to get in there and telling him, oh man, this is creepy. So that but then you switch gears to more the science fiction kind of side of things because that was kind of more, almost like a mystical take. You have in 71 the Omega Man, which was the Charlton Heston version of that same movie, which again is based off of the I Am Legend book. And yeah, just the whole idea of this post-apocalyptic world trying to survive and kill all the monsters and stuff like that. Both of those movies I kind of tied them together as being on the list.
Right. I'm gonna have to jot that down because I haven't seen either of those and they sound amazing.
Last Man on Earth you can see for free on YouTube. At least you could. I don't know if it's been sucked into some streaming service now, but I'm not sure about the Omega Man. And interesting note and a plug for a future video that we're going to be doing. The Omega Man, of course, is the one that the Simpsons parodied. So we'll be talking about that in a future, specifically in a future video. All right, what else
Yeah,
you
of
got?
course. All right, let's see. So coming in at number 6, Evil Dead 2, Dead
Ooh,
by Dawn. I don't think it fits into the sci-fi. Once again, I didn't read your rules,
you're not very
but
good at this.
Ash, Bruce Campbell. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But I mean, sci-fi. Come on, man. Stick to okay. I mean, excellent movie, of course. It's when was that? When did that come out?
That's 87.
87. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I was obviously a classic. And I haven't seen anything past that, to be honest with you. But okay. I think my next one is I'm going to go. Actually, mine seem to follow go up in age because my next one was Soylent Green, another Charlton
Oh,
Heston. Oh yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Soylent
Yeah.
Green is made of people, right? Um,
It's people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that one. I mean again, it was a horrifying twist. Back then, and so
Oh, yeah.
and I remember my mom kind of spoiled it for me. She told me about it before I saw it or whatever, so I kind of knew it was coming. But yeah, again, coming from Gen Xers, that was that laid the groundwork for a whole lot of other sci-fi and dystopian kind of movies going forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So coming in at number 5 for me is Alien 3 or Alien Cubed as it was written.
Alien Q, when did that come out? Does that fall on the
Let's see, 92.
Wow. So okay, so you're just okay, cool. On the cusp there. Alien Cube. I don't think I liked Cube. Which one was that? Was that the
I
one
don't
where
remember. I just liked all the Aliens movies. So I mean, people fighting aliens. That's good enough for me.
The one with
I don't
Winona
remember the
Ryder, I
plot.
think, came in much later. I didn't care for that one. That was kind of dumb.
No.
But I actually have an Alien on my list a little bit further up there. So yeah, I mean,
Right.
obviously, Alien is huge in the sci-fi horror, and it needs a place on here. So we'll let that one fly. I'm trying to think. Actually, I think that was the one where she lands on the prison planet. Yeah, where she lands on the prison planet.
Is it? Okay.
I
Yeah, I
think.
like that one anyways. I don't
Yeah.
know. Now that I know what it was, yeah.
All right. So my next one comes from 1978, and that is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I mean,
Ooh,
that, of
pods in the
course,
basement.
horrified everybody. I mean, that was one. I mean, of course, there's a lot of movies with even by then that have like this endings that are traumatic, but that one, come on, man. Donald Sutherland goes through that whole. Spoiler alert: Donald Sutherland goes through that whole all that garbage, and he gets nabbed. That was wrong. And I remember as a kid when I saw that ending, I thought what crap it was. That woman, not that woman who went with him, who just disappeared kind of towards the end, and all of a sudden she comes back and she hasn't been abducted or replaced. And Donald Sutherland, who so aggravating. So, but yeah, horrifying movie. Definitely one of the best.
Okay. Number 4, Aliens.
Okay, I see what you're doing here. Oh man.
All right.
Aliens, I can't argue. I can't argue because my next one is Alien.
Uh,
So I'm gonna jump in there.
Funny. It's I don't want to be methodical or what's the word I'm looking for. I don't want anybody reading my notes ahead of time, but yeah, that's number 3 for me.
Yeah, Alien and
Alien was one of the best.
oh,
Now,
absolutely.
I will say, jumping forward in time, Prometheus. I was so incredibly fortunate with that movie because I had seen nothing or heard nothing about it. And I literally got it as a rental and I didn't know it was about aliens. And
Oh
then
wow.
yeah, yeah. So that was an incredible twist to get all the way down, 45 minutes into the movie and then there's xenomorphs.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, that must have been that probably made it a little bit more enjoyable because I
It
knew
was. It was a homecoming. It was. But anyways, okay, so you're number 3.
My number three is The Fly. So we already talked about
Ah,
that one. Yeah.
right, right. Jeff
Yep.
Goldblum.
Yep.
Yep. His jaw falling off. Ah,
Yeah.
wow.
Number two.
Number 2, The Evil Dead, 1981. It's Bruce
Uh,
Campbell, man. I'm sorry. You
I
could have
guess
put
putting
Bruce Campbell as Mary Poppins, and I would have said it was the best horror movie of 1988. I don't
I
care.
guess attaching a chainsaw to his arm might count, make it sci-fi. I guess
He had a broomstick too.
that's
This is my boomstick, the 12 gauge double barreled Remington S Smarts, top of the line. You can find this in in the sporting goods department.
all
Remember,
right.
shop smart, shop S Smart.
I should have swapped my three and two because I think Alien is a better movie than this. But this one, as shocking that people still like it is, I have They Live on it. 1988. You know the wrestler. What's his face? With the glasses, he can go and sees all the subliminal messages and stuff like that that the aliens put out. No.
No,
Oh my
no.
goodness.
Wow.
I think I'm going to have to edit in me knowing I'm blanking on the
Then you don't really know it.
no I was just reading up about there's an article about how its popularity is kind of coming back. It's another John Carpenter flick. Roddy Piper, Roddy Piper.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rowdy
he's in
Piper.
there and
Shut
he
up.
he's the chewing gum and kicking ass, and I'm all out of chewing gum guy. But yeah, the whole movie's kind of campy. But the whole idea that forces are kind of helping you choose what to do, your free will's being kind of manipulated by sinister forces and stuff like that. It's a cheesy movie, but its impact, it's endured for decades. So I have that as number two. It really should have been number three, but it's up there.
Okay, so my number 1 is Life Force.
What?
I I have no idea what it was about. It was this ship was in outer space and it found this weird capsule that kind of looked like a coffin, and it was a naked vampire chick, and she just ran around naked the whole time. And so now I'm basing this off of when I watched these movies. That was my all-time favorite sci-fi horror movie. It's a vampire and she was naked. That's
Well,
really I didn't need anything else more than that in the 80s for that to be my favorite movie.
that's
So
funny. We should have clarified the rules a little bit more. So yeah, that's fair enough. I can't argue with you on that. That's you technically fulfilled it, but okay. Okay, so my number one, I think, is definitely by far one of the best horror sci-fi movies of all time, which is John Carpenter's The Thing. That one is just intense through the whole thing. The special effects were crazy, and the ending was just traumatic. Everything about that movie was just perfect. And I think didn't they do a remake of it? Or am I just dreaming?
that I think they did,
I
yeah.
just can't imagine a remake being anything like this because it was perfect. Casting was perfect and everything. So
I can't
without a
even
doubt.
imagine the original because I never saw it.
Oh,
But still,
you should. Well, I say you should say it. If you watch horror movies during Halloween, pick it up because it's really good. I think it holds up very, very well.
right.
Kurt Russell, it's just one of the best. It's another John Carpenter flick too. So it's he's got what, three on my list. I mean, so John Carpenter's
Yeah.
The Bomb. All right. Well, everybody, that makes our list. Obviously, there's a lot of good movies out there that we probably didn't touch. And obviously, we went outside the rules. So if you've got a movie, leave it in the comments. Tell us what scared you. It can be sci-fi horror. What were the movies that you might watch this Halloween and that you recommend?
Traumatized you as a child.
So again, thanks everybody for joining us. We really
Like and
appreciate it.
subscribe.
If we do this right, you'll see a link to our first video here or here somewhere. We'll see how it works. But thanks everybody so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot.